The wind howled through the blood-red canyons of Arizona like a mourning woman, carrying with it the scent of dust, sweat, and old sins. The sun was dying low on the horizon, spilling molten gold across the jagged cliffs. A lone cowboy rode slow through that valley, his shadow stretching long against the earth. His name was Colt McGraw, a man known by many for his steady hand and silent nature, a man who had seen too much death to believe in glory anymore. He'd buried brothers in wars, friends in gunfights, and dreams beneath whiskey bottles. But today, fate had one more cruel twist to carve into his heart. As he turned the bend of the canyon, he saw her, a woman, stripped of dignity, bound to a wooden frame like a sacrifice from another time. Her skin bore the marks of torment. Her clothes were nothing but rags, hanging from her trembling body. The sun painted her figure in firelight, as if heaven itself was watching in silence. Her eyes, though tired, though half shut, still held a flicker of life. Colt reined his horse hard, heart slamming against his ribs. He slid off the saddle, boots crunching the dry sand. He had seen cruelty, but this was beyond man's nature. Sweet mercy, he whispered, the words escaping before his mind could stop them. The woman stirred at his voice. Her lips cracked, bleeding as they parted. Please, and this, she breathed out, her voice breaking like glass on stone. Colt froze. The words hit him like a bullet he couldn't dodge. He looked around. The canyon was silent, empty, but he could feel eyes somewhere in the shadows. Whoever did this might still be watching. His instincts screamed danger, but his soul screamed louder. He stepped closer, each move slow, steady, his gloved hand hovering near his revolver. "Who did this to you, ma'am?" he asked, voice rough as gravel. Her tears mixed with blood as she shook her head. "They're gone. But they'll come back." "Please, cowboy." "I can't take another sunrise." Colt clenched his jaw. He looked at the ropes, thick, tight, cutting into her skin. He could end her pain. One pull of the trigger, one final act of mercy. But his finger wouldn't move. Because when he looked into her eyes, he didn't see death begging for release. He saw life, fighting, clawing, barely holding on, but still there. And something inside him, something buried deep beneath scars and silence, stirred awake. He holstered his gun and reached for his knife instead. "No, ma'am," he said softly, voice shaking. "Ain't no ending today. Not like this." He slashed through the ropes, one after another, until she collapsed into his arms. Her breath hitched, her body limp and trembling. He caught her, lifting her gently like she weighed nothing. Her head rested against his chest, her voice barely a whisper. Why help me?" she asked. He looked out toward the fading light, jaw tightening. "'Cause somebody should have helped me once," he said. As he carried her back toward his horse, the distant crack of a rifle echoed through the canyon. The shot missed, splintering a rock beside him. He spun, shielding her with his body, eyes scanning the cliffs. "They ain't gone after all," he muttered. He laid her gently against the sand, pulled his Winchester from his back, and took cover behind a boulder. Another shot rang out, then another. Shadows moved above. The bandits who had left her to die, come back to finish what they started. But they didn't expect Colt McGraw. The canyon roared with gunfire. Dust rose in choking clouds as Colt's rifle barked thunder. When it ended, silence returned. Only the echo of vengeance lingered. He walked back to her side, breathing hard, rifle still smoking. She stared up at him, eyes wide with something between awe and disbelief. You didn't kill me," she said. Colt knelt beside her, tipping his hat back. "No, ma'am. You asked me to end this." "And I did," he said quietly, glancing toward the canyon walls where the outlaws now lay still. "But your story ain't over yet, not while you still got breath." She blinked at him, tears sliding down her cheeks. "I don't even know who I am anymore," she whispered. "Then we'll find out," he said. Together. He lifted her onto his horse, climbed up behind, and started the long ride out of that cursed canyon. The sunset burned behind them, painting the world in fire and forgiveness. She leaned against him, her voice soft. "What's your name, cowboy?" she asked. "Colt," he said. "Colt McGraw." She nodded faintly. "Thank you, Colt." He looked ahead to the open plains waiting beyond the rocks and murmured, "Don't thank me yet. We got a long road to redemption, As night fell, the stars came alive overhead, countless tiny hopes in a sky that once seemed too far gone. The woman slept, breathing steady now. Colt rode in silence, his heart lighter than it had been in years. He didn't know where the trail would lead, maybe trouble, maybe peace, but for the first time, he felt like it mattered again. He'd seen too much evil to believe in miracles, yet tonight, under the whispering desert wind, he realized something true. Sometimes the unthinkable thing isn't an act of killing, it's choosing to save. And that choice, that flicker of mercy, is what keeps the West human.